Oh, gosh. I'm feeling a lot of dysphoria today. Um, been feeling a lot of dysphoria for a pretty long time now. Um, and I think it's sort of amplified right now because it's sort of in conflict with this idea that we have a lot of time to explore right now. Right now is sort of like this fleeting moment where um, if you sort of look for those grains of gratitude, we have this time to really explore what we're interested in, what we've had perhaps like a passion in. And I really don't feel like that kind of creativity or that openness to exploration is really accessible to me right now, as I'm in this place or this state. And it's frustrating. It's a frustrating feeling to, especially just to see like that this is such a unique moment to find perspective and to feel so detached, or to feel so like so much distress with existing as a whole. And so I thought a compassionate thing to do would be to sort of invite myself into that space of dysphoria and sort of begin to invite the question of like what are the things that impact the way that I move through my world, that impact the way that I present, impact my style, and how can I begin to just sort of understand them or deconstruct them a little bit. The concept of safety and protection are sort of the crux of my identity. It flows into the way that I move through my world, it flows into my style, and the way that I present myself to my world. And after thinking about it for a while, I realized that it sort of hinges on this constant flux of engagement. On one hand, it sort of asks me or asks a self-disengagement from my world where I suppress certain cues of myself and social identity, again, as like a way to guard or as a way to hide certain parts of myself, while evoking this engagement in social norms that prove critical in how others or how society functions. And it's hard because I think sometimes when you learn habits that have kept you safe for a long time, they become really intricate, but they also become really familiar. And in that sort of aspect or that sensation of control, it feels like they work, right? Because you've created this like elaborate way of moving through the world and you're still here. So I thought that this way of, again, disengaging enough that people would leave me alone or would let me be at peace, but engaging enough to show that I was showing deference to the way of the world, even if it didn't resonate with me, I thought it would protect me. I thought that it would keep me safe. I thought it would mean that people, didn't see me or look at me enough to say that I couldn't exist. And so, especially in this moment, I've realized that this sort of framework of moving through the world, this like really protective, careful framework that you think works, it really amplifies or is amplified by dysphoria, and that I feel like when you experience dysphoria, you're used to looking at yourself through another's eyes or through the eyes of the world. And when you are moving about with this sort of framework of fear or framework of safety and protection, something like presentation or style can quickly become a tool. And as style becomes a tool, it can, I think, either become a weapon, which I don't know if I've really used style as a weapon. I think that I've used it more as a shield. Like one example is I really, really like flowing things. I really like wearing billowing skirts. That's something that I really, really enjoy. And I really, really like really big pants. And I really like really colorful pants too. Like lots of vibrant patterns. Those are some of the things that I really enjoy. And it sometimes is also reflected across my imagination and my style, where I really like these really vibrant jewel tones. I really like vibrant patterns. Yet in my day-to-day life, as a really functional tool, I usually wear a really neutral shirt and I wear black skinny jeans. I tend not to wear any other color for denim, because for a long time my goal was to make myself as small as possible with as little visual impact as possible. So you can see, like, I think even in across my videos that I'm often wearing black, and it's of course like a really ambiguous mix of things where I just really love black. Yet it would be dishonest to say that it wasn't a functional or sort of a strategic shade to wear. Black allows me the closest proximity to neutrality that I can get as a black non-binary human. Paired with this idea of a shield or of a deference to things that are unfair, I often wear skinny jeans sort of as an acknowledgement of what cis-normative femininity looks like in society and what it brings. I think that, like, when I think of like my ideal movements to the world, it'd be with a less gendered lens of my body or of my existence, which is where the dysphoria comes in. Yay! At the same time, sort of like dovetailed with the idea that already being black, everything about my body is politicized already, whether I like it or not. Everything about my identity is sort of grounded in this learned dual consciousness of what it means, again, to see yourself through the eyes of people who are not you and people who are either scared of you or scared of your family or like people who are you or like you. And with femininity, it plays into, or the way that I use it as a tool in my wardrobe or in my style, it brings this, again, this level of understanding of what it means to look like a black non-binary human or a black human who is not abiding by femininity. It comes with this understanding that to dress how I would prefer to dress and present how I'd prefer to present, is in a style or in a way that sort of conveys sort of a rejection of my place in the world, and with that, a threat to people who hold more power than I do. And that sucks. That sucks because I feel like it's just like, I recently realized that my social anxiety is really racialized, that a part of what makes me anxious about moving through the world is that I often, in like the neighborhood that I live in, I don't see people who are like me. And with that, there comes this relative deprivation of a feeling like the people around me just have more access to a world that is not mine. And I feel like dysphoria is like that too for me, where it comes with this understanding of the distress that comes with not being able to live many parts of my identity because of the way of the world, because of stereotypes, because of biases, because of structural inequities, because of institutions that have historically suppressed and rejected resources for fictions, for made-up ideas of who deserves what. And that is a really hard layer to dysphoria. And that's often where I land. I move through the rest of the time, coping as I can. And right now I am trying to explore something a little different related to the concept of femininity. I think a huge part of exploring what non-binary means to me, or what being non-binary means to me, is sort of deconstructing those tropes or those really destructive ideas of what it means to be femme. And again, allowing space for the people in my world or the people around me to redefine what society has sort of set forth. Alongside that journey, or alongside that deconstruction, is sort of allowing myself to accept what dysphoria looks like for me, and to see that underneath that, the fear that I walk around with, underneath like the sort of trained protection or safety that I was taught for good reason, is this really vibrant curiosity to what I imagine myself to be, or what I could be. I feel like this is a confession. I really like neon. I really like neon, especially right now, because it's a spring trend right now, especially. I love really, again, like big billowing clothes that flow, that allow me to like move with ease and feel a little more free. Recently I realized that I like chest harnesses as a layer to a look. And I just really want to allow myself to explore what feels true to me, what identity feels true to me. And it's hard right now to do that. It's hard when when the major sensation that I'm feeling is this tension or this distress between, again, the way that I was assigned at birth and the way I was socialized with what is this sort of emerging truth for me, or what is this, the things that I'm learning about myself. Yet, I think, again, as I learn to acknowledge, norms and tropes, as I have done in the past, and then begin to deconstruct them, or allow myself space to pull them apart, allow myself permission to pull them apart and create something new, I hope that my movement through the world will be a little easier. I think that's it. I think that is it. If you are experiencing dysphoria right now, I'm so sorry. It's just such a really unsettling sensation to walk around with. A really hard tension and distress, and I hope that things get easier for you too. Feel free to like this video. Oh no, this is the worst part of like YouTube videos, but it's an understandable part too. Feel free to like this video if it did resonate with you. I'm thinking about making additional videos that just are allowing space to process dysphoria as people who really like style and really just want to like explore ourselves, but have this like additional life experience that we're living with that sometimes really impacts our ability to move through the world and explore. So hopefully I'll make more videos like this. Feel free to subscribe to my channel. I make very playful videos too. I also do talk about these sensations of being non-binary, of being black, of being introverted, of living with mental illness. Talk about a lot of aspects of my identity, and I hope that some of it clicks with you too. So subscribe for more thoughts, and yeah, enjoy the rest of your day or night. Yeah. Okay. Bye.